Qala Imla, Alahaynawa Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Wa Malakia, by Hashem Harawat, Kakurash, Barakathum, the water by Babal, Wa Kwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach the daily, and to the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine and Sadi Shalom. Today we're going to get into some videos with Eve in this 4B movement. And we're going to get into some more videos about the righteous Eves for a change. Because the 2/3, they're done. They're done. They just don't know they're done. But the two videos I'm going to show after the 4B movement, it should serve as a model, I would say, to you, you Eves out there that's trying to do right, and the attitude that you should have in this walk, because a lot of Eves are still rebellious. They still pissed off that Trump won for some reason, as if your vote counted anyway, you know. And now they rebelling big time, because now these women are basically saying, if your husband voted for Trump, you need to divorce him. Or other than that, now they're trying to say that you should poison your husband. These women are completely batshit crazy. They really think that they're gonna get away with murder. Are you insane, woman? The answer is yes. Now, this 4B movement, they're protesting, you know, in a sense that they're not marrying anymore. They're not having kids anymore. They're not dating anymore. And they're restraining from sex. Now, like I said before, you women are not going to stick to this because you're emotional right now. And I would love to see the day when these so-called whores they restrain from their whoredom and put on some clothes. I want to see that. Because we've been telling y'all the cover up for the longest anyway. But y'all in y'all rebellious attitude and your rebellious ways, you're not gonna do it. Now they talking about they ain't marrying no more. Well, guess what? You're not wife material anyway. Now, once again, I'm talking to the 2/3 Eves, not the righteous Eves. So you doing the men a favor by not marrying, because you're not marriage material anyway. The government has made it their mission to turn housewives to hoes, and the same thing for your daughters. So you're doing us a favor. Now, before I begin, I want to read this copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So let's go ahead and grab the first video. I want to show you the 4B movement. Name of this video is on Inside Edition. And it's called What is the 4B Movement?
In the wake of Donald Trump's historic win, there's a new movement sweeping America. Disappointed women are actually swearing off men.
There's no way I am letting any man near me for the next few years.
They're saying no to dating, no to marriage, no to sex.
Celibacy, at least to me, isn't that hard.
And no to having children.
Like so many other women in America who have been considering trying to get pregnant, I woke up today and said, nope. Not anymore.
This woman is actually shaving her head in protest. It's being called the 4B movement, and women are taking to social media declaring their allegiance.
The 4B movement was actually started by women in South Korea back in 2019 as part of their version of the Me Too movement. The number 4 refers to dating, marriage, sex, and children.
This movement's way more important now than ever.
26-year-old Alexa Vargas joined the movement 2 years ago and expects a surge of interest in the wake of the Trump victory. So you, in 2022, swore off dating forever.
Not forever. We're not going to settle for low-value men that don't respect us anymore.
But lots of
Low value men that don't respect them. That translates to men who voted for Trump. And it all came out because right after Trump won, guess what happened? There was a surge where actually they started stockpiling abortion pills. So it all came out. Now, if you don't want to play your role as being a woman who bears children, the Lord has no place for you. He has no use for you. This is 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So once again, these rebellious women are going outside their role. They want to be men so much they want to be in the control seat. They want to be able to control their men. When their men rebelled against them by voting for Trump, they rebelling also against their men. And it all boils down to that these women don't want a man over them, period. Because soon as Trump won, they start blaming the so-called black man, which is in rebellion going against truly Hamashiach. They are rebelling against Hamashiach, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's all this is. This is the big temper tantrum. That's all it is. From these spoiled women who can't have their way. They even going as far as shaving their own heads. What kind of stupidity is that? You need that much attention. And no, they ain't gonna put on clothes because attention to women is like crack. They got to have it. That's why they go outside half naked. Let's go.
of women are mocking the no marriage, no sex movement.
Wait, that woman was cutting her hair off? Oh, bold.
Wild.
The fact that these crazos are out here, they're like, we're not touching men. I hope that means more for me.
See, she can't wait to get back in the streets. Now, let's get another video. Now, this is called a reality check because this is actually about to happen. And Eve, the smart ones, they know what time it is. Let me play this one real quick.
When it all comes down to it, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, I want a black man on my side, period. Y'all running around here talking about some feminist this and feminist that. Meanwhile, those white women knew exactly what time it was when they went into that booth. See, those white women were voting for family structure. They were voting for family dynamic. They understand the importance of that. They boosted y'all black woman ego and made y'all feel like y'all can do any and everything, keyword, without your man, because that is the hidden agenda. Because black women are easy targets. Black women are extremely emotionally charged with what's going on here. So that's what really makes us easy targets. Y'all are pointing the finger at black men. Y'all are doing all of these things at black men, but y'all need them. And you gonna see how quick you need them when shit gets really real. So you can keep coming up here recording these videos and starting this feminist movement into thinking that you don't need black men to protect you. You are an idiot. And let's be crystal clear when I say I don't want any bitch around me like that. If you're a woman and you feel like you don't need no man for protection, you are an idiot. You are a lost cause. And you are playing a dangerous fucking game.
Y'all don't even respect black men. You won't let them have a voice in the whether or not their children live or die when it comes to abortion, okay? You don't respect them. You don't acknowledge it when black men are speaking like they're, unless if you're not an effeminate black man, look at what they represented in Joe Biden's White House. They had Billy Porter out there in a dress, bending over, kissing Joe Biden's hand. Now, no offense to Billy Porter, who's a black man who's confessed he had AIDS, and they put him on Sesame Street to teach children about sex. That was some weird shit to me. And then he was like, he made some comment about the children are ready, but it's the parents who are in the way. I don't know what the fuck that was all about. But
You know what it's all about. They want them kids. That's the goal. Why you think they put a gay man on Sesame Street? They want them kids.
let's just be serious for a minute.
The parents are in the way.
You're disrespecting black men. And to my other point, you had said something, I wanted to get to this earlier when I was talking about black women not being the carriers of life. This is why we got to protect black men. And we got to protect those black babies that become those black boys. And then we got to protect the black boys to make sure that their manhood isn't taken before they even become men.
That's right.
Because me as a black woman, I can't create black life. All I have is a womb. I can go have sex with a white man, an Asian man, a Latino man, and I can give life to their seed. But the only way for me to procreate and to give black life is I have to have the seed of a black man.
Exactly.
And she is absolutely correct. Your nationality does not come from your mother, it comes from your father. Your spiritual identity does not come from your mother, it comes from your father. Let's get Numbers 118. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls. So once again, and they declared their pedigree after their families by the house of their fathers. It's just that simple. You plant watermelon seeds, what you gonna get? Watermelons. It don't matter whether you plant watermelon seeds in China, meaning a Chinese woman, Edom, a Edomite woman, Japheth, a Japhite woman. It does not matter. You still gonna get watermelons. It's as simple as that. Let's go.
If you are voting against a black man and you came from the nutsack of a black man, you're voting against yourself.
She is absolutely correct. Let's get another one. We're gonna get one more. The name of this video is Eve is scared that Trump is president. We warned you, Eve, that evil is coming, but you don't listen.
Out of everything that's going to come with the Trump administration, what scares me the most, me personally, is the fact that so many unruly boys and men have been given permission to rage out. Trump has incited violence. Nothing happened. Been charged with SA. Nothing happened. Got arrested for lying and cheating and stealing. Paid a couple dollars, if that, and nothing happened. The way he talks and belittles women, nothing happened. The way that he speaks of his enemy and promises to seek revenge, nothing happens. So now that the leader of the free world has shown you could be all of those things and still be rewarded, and you want to talk about a crash out? Imagine being told you can't live here, you can't work here, you can't go here because you have a felony, yet the President of the United States of America has 34. Can you imagine being the person to tell them? Can you imagine being the person that runs to them after they've been told? You think someone yelling from their mama's basement, "Your body, my choice, men won again," is bad? Wait until these Capitol raid guys have been released. Wait until that man at the job feels like he has not been heard. Wait until that man's team loses. Wait until you cut that guy off on the road. And I wanted to add this before I post. Your daughters are going to be in trouble as well. Remember, they're looking at Trump and being told that this is a real man. And they're going to choose a boyfriend or husband that treats women like that. Remember, your young, developing daughter is going to go to junior high school, and college with a whole bunch of boys that have been taught grabbing them by the cootie cat is okay. It's just a phase in life that young boys go through. And also, your daughter is going to run across one of these guys and she's going to reject him. And Trump has set the tone on how men are supposed to handle rejection and embarrassment. And that's with shame, rage, and violence. Cut your nose to spite your face.
She right.
A fired FEMA.
She right. Trump has all the ingredients to destroy this country, because this is why. He is arrogant, impulsive, reckless, stupid. He does not think before he speaks. Whatever comes up, comes out. He's emotional. He's fragile. And he's very vindictive, always wants some payback. Now that sets the tone for the nation. Let me get it. And another thing that's going to destroy this country real quick, just like she mentioned, all the mistakes that Trump made is making will not be checked. It will go unchecked. That's the danger. This man is already reckless enough, but without a system of checks and balances in place to keep him in line, that's when it's going to spiral out of control, because they're going to let this man do whatever the fuck he wants. And it's going to go unchecked. That's the danger. Let me get a scripture real quick. Hold up, this ain't it. All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. You got a crazy leader, you're going to have crazy citizens. Ain't no way around it. And like I said before, all his actions, all his words are going to go unchecked. Now, for all you Eves out there, it's going to get real rough. I want to read 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. We'll start at verse 10. And this is for all you rebellious Israelites out there. Verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Verse 11. And for this cause the Most High send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. They believe all that feminism bullshit. They believe they don't need a man. Verse 12. That they all might be damned who believe not in the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. Let's keep going. This is Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies? Because a virtuous woman going to be a very rare find in the last days, because Esau done turned everybody in the holes. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is rottenness in his bones. And that's pretty much self-explanatory right there. And for all you feminist women out there the single mothers, now this does not go for all the single mother households, but it does apply to a majority of them, because you could see the outcome of these households. These children are out of line because there is no structure, there's no order, there's no discipline, there's no protection, which is provided by the father. Esau paid these women to kick the man out, and now they are the head of unruly households. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 9. For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations. That's why you got a bunch of emotional boys running around, because they take after the actions of their mother. Now, this applies to the feminists. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instruction are the way of life. 24. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of the strange woman. These strange women gonna come up to you, trying to get you to agree to be their fool. Don't do that, because you're much better off single than being a woman's fool on purpose. Don't be nobody's fool ever. And if they can't understand that, let them ride. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands is bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Now, this forces you to analyze what kind of relationship you got with your woman, because it's reflective of the relationship that you have with Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So, if you have a vicious, unruly woman, you're probably not on good terms with Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, because the scripture reads, whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Bam. It's just that simple. Now, there's a few more simp scriptures here that I want to read, which further alliterates, don't be nobody's fool. First Ezra chapter 4, verse 26. Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. A simp. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. Don't be nobody's fool. And the same thing applies to these hoes out here. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. Why? Because adultery is punishable by death. Mark chapter 10, verse 12, red letter, Lord Yahweh Shai speaking. And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery. Now, That scripture, the only way to avoid this is that your husband has to die. He has to go back to the spirit world. Then you'll be free to marry another. But while he's still alive, yeah, you commit adultery. Let's keep going. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. Yeah, those women that embarrass their man in front of friends, family, them men hating life right now because they allow Eve to get away with it. Let's keep going. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them, because Esau has exalted the woman over the man. That's why she get her way in court. That's why she get all your money, child support, alimony, all these other dainties, I would say. Let me see what else I got. Yeah, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, which are led thee, cause thee to err and destroy the ways of their paths. Because that's not the natural order that the Lord set up. He set up the man to be over the woman and the child, not the other way around. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And he did that through Esau's laws. But at the same time, he's telling you, do not exalt a woman over a man. But Esau does it. But he claims that he's the people, the small hats. Stop. That's why Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8 says it reads as it reads. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Now you got to remember that most of the 2/3 of Israel that's going to be destroyed are women. Why? Because women outnumber men 7-1. So a lot of y'all about to get it. Isaiah chapter 65, verse 2. I have spread out my hand all day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts. That 4B movement, yeah. That's one of the many rebellious acts that Eve is committing, because she can't have her way. Proverbs chapter 9, verse 13. A foolish woman is clamorous. Clamorous means making a loud and confused noise. She is simple and knoweth nothing, because right now she's in her emotions. Sirach chapter 25, verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. That's why we in this position right now. Going back to the garden, where Eve listened to the serpent, who was Esau. That rebellion against her man started way back in the Garden of Eden. That's why she getting all these dainties in Esau's kingdom, because Esau basically paid her off to go against her man. Why did he need her to go against her man? To destroy a nation. Look around. We the only ones messed up like this. Eve is the only woman on the planet that goes against her man. Eve is the only woman on the planet that hates her man for trying to love her. Eve is the only woman on this planet that thinks she's not under the curses. I mean, literally no respect for her man. But she thinks she's not under any curses. Open rebellion, pretty much. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. Sottish means stupid. They are wise, they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. Because they don't want to. Why? Because doing good in the wicked kingdom has no benefits. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17. It's for all you hoes out there. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. So that automatically disqualifies all the alphabet community. Let me see what else. Yep. And they was hoeing back then. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 12. And they doing the same thing today. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when she has found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver to every arrow. Now use your imagination. You know what this scripture is talking about. And this right here, 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 8, is a precept to the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 9. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again. And the wild beasts shall change their place, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters. Badass children. Why? Because the father is not in the house. There's no structure, no order, no discipline, no fear, no order. The woman gonna send her child out in the street so she can invite men over to make content. Keep going. And this is talking about the days to come. When Eve gonna realize, yeah, she does need a man. You don't know what you need until you need it. Sirach chapter 26, verse 22. A harlot shall be counted as spittle. Spittle means spit. But a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. Verse 25, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. What is a female dog? But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Micah 7 and 10 is about to come to life. Micah 7 and 10 right around the corner. Soon as all hell break loose. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord Yahweh thy power? Mine eye shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the street. Mire is shit. I mean, she finna get stomped out by all those men she dogged out, she took advantage of, she used up, she cursed out, she disrespected, she cheated on. Yeah, those men are coming back for vengeance. And all those men that pay to see you, guess what? They coming to see you. And it ain't gonna be a good visitation. Yeah, the Lord has created spirits of vengeance against you women. Y'all just don't know what's about to happen. And it's going to be a lot of forced acts. I'm going to put it like that. Y'all going to be forced to do stuff that you would never thought you'd be forced to do. Because right now you're doing it for fun. You're doing it for clout. But in the near future, you're going to be forced to do those things. That OnlyFans activity. You're going to be forced. And it ain't going to be no police to call because the police going to be at home protecting their own families. So you created spirits of vengeance by dogging out these men. Let me see. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appeaseth the wrath of him that made them. Vengeance coming. Y'all ain't got away with nothing, man. If that's what you think, you are an idiot, just like that woman said in the video. All you're doing is earning your judgment. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 11. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. Verse 12. Their wives are foolish, and their children wicked. Verse 13. Their offspring is cursed, wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which have not known the sinful bed. She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls. So what does that translate to is, when it says, wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, because in these days that's to come, you don't want the responsibility of feeding, protecting, keeping warm an infant, because society is about to collapse. And it's going to be a dog-eat-dog world. Wait till society collapse. You're going to see the true animal nature of humans. And yes, cannibalism is coming back. A lot of you women that's having babies right now, some of y'all going to be forced to eat your infants as a punishment from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Check this out. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 3. This is talking about the wickedness of Eve towards her children. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughters of my people has become cruel like the ostriches in the wilderness. Because the ostrich is known to step on his eggs and kill the babies, which is no different from Eve with that my body, my choice shit. Yeah, she wants to be able to hold on to the right, quote unquote, to murder her infant because she don't want the responsibility of raising an infant. All that's gonna come back on you, Eve. It's no coincidence that on Kamala Harris's campaign trail, everywhere she went to stage a rally, she had a mobile abortion clinic. And guess who was in the line? Eve. It all came out in the end because as soon as Trump won, they started stockpiling abortion pills, Plan B, all this other stuff. Yeah. So yes, you will be judged for that also, Eve, because you will not hearken. Esau calls it abortion. The Lord calls it murder. Who you think hold more weight? And that's all Esau does. He uses big words to cover sin. Abortion. That ain't nothing but murdering infants. Collateral damage. That's murdering the innocent. So I got all these words to make you feel nice and cozy about sinning. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 13. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. Y'all ain't got but a short period of time to tighten up. This thing is winding down. And when all the shit starts, it's going to be too late for real, because that means that the elect is sealed, if not almost sealed. First Timothy chapter 2, verse 14. This is how it all started. Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Who deceived her? Esau. How? One of the ways he deceived Eve was, hey, we'll give you some money, but you can't have a man in the house. The government became Eve's husband. Just like the school system became the children's father. And the church, the Christian church, became Eve's husband. The government and the church. This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1. And this is talking about adultery, pretty much. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers. Yet return to me again, saith the Lord. Now, this scripture is twofold. It's talking about the spiritual adultery the house of Israel committed toward Yahweh Hashem Yahushua by worshiping other gods. And it is literal. If you put away your wife for committing adultery, you're not supposed to take her back. Why? Because that land is polluted. Those waters are polluted. She has the spirit of another man on her, which is punishable by death. Both of them. But you got Simp Nation, all is forgiven with them. No, that's how a woman turns a man into a simp, when he takes her back. No. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. That's why it ain't shit for Eve to go out and cheat and come back home like ain't nothing happened. Same thing they doing now. They was doing it back then when the Bible was actually being written. That's why it's in the Bible. There's nothing new under the sun, roughly paraphrasing the scripture. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. That's why you got a bunch of miserable hoes out here, because they cannot find happiness. They are incapable of pair bonding. They got so many men's spirits on them, they're going to be constantly comparing past men to present men to future men, and they'll end up in a ball of confusion. That's why they are unable to pair bond. But they think they got it together once they're in their 50s, 60s, hitting the wall. It's too late for you to start a family. You supposed to did that back when you were young, instead of playing the harlot, like Esau told you to do. First Peter chapter 3, verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be warned by the conversation of the wives. The Lord got an order established. Let's see if I can find it. Let me see. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. There was an order established. Esau switched up that order. He put himself, then the woman. He put the Lord at the bottom of the list. That's why his kingdom is about to be destroyed, because he doesn't follow the ordinances that the Lord set up. Now, I would advise you, if you don't want to be destroyed with this kingdom, you need to tighten up. Get your mind right, get your spirit right. Because if not, you're going to be stomped out as the mire in the street, like in Micah 7:1. First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 8, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman is of the man. The Lord didn't make men for women. He made the woman for the man. And all the word woman means helpmate. And these next two scriptures, they're pertaining to Jacob's trouble, what's about to come in the very near future when society collapses. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. That means a man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to be precious, going to be a rare find, because the majority of the men that's going to be out there going to be raping, robbing, and murdering. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. They're going to need the protection of the men of the Lord, because those are the only men that's going to not be catching hell. Everybody else, oh well, should have listened. A lot of y'all about to find out what living with regret feels like. And here's another scripture pertaining to the alphabet community. I think they got it going on. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 1, he that is wounded in the stones or has his privy member cut off shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So, if you've been fiddling with your giblets, you ain't going. If you had Esau cut something off or put something on, you ain't going. You're going to be destroyed, because the Lord looks at you as an abomination. You are no longer what he created. So you got to go. But Esau told you it was cool. Guess what? Esau lied. Let's get this one again. This one really breaks it down, the order. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1. But ye followers of me, even as I also of Hamashiach. Verse 2. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you. Verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of the woman is the man, and the head of the man is Hamashiach. And the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. That's the Father. And this is what's about to happen in the near future. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. What's that vintage? The gathering, the vintage? All those government assistance programs to make it possible where you don't need a man. Guess what? All that stuff about to go away. Verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. He finna strip you down from all that hair and nails and all that spoiled stuff, yeah. And make you bare, needy. We're gonna see if you still gonna be proud enough to say you don't need a man in that day. Verse 12, oh, here go the government programs. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Government assistance. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Yeah, they're gonna be needing a man that day. Because ain't nothing but rapists gonna be on the loose. Rapists, murderers, and robbers. I think that's all I got, y'all. But yeah. Y'all ain't got but a short time to tighten up, ladies. So right now you at the fork in the road. Either you can go right or go left. Either you can get right or get left. Here to burn with the rest of the abominations. The choice is yours. Call all Imlala Haynawa Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Wamalakia, by Hashem Harawat Wakakodash, Barakathum, the water of Bababal, Wakwam Yasharala. Shalom.